Welcome, Lucy and Nery, to Dumb Bitch HQ.
Hey guys, look what I can do.
You dumb bitch.
Call an ambulance.
Isn't it nice to know that Lucy-Furr is back? Hi, everybody. It's me, Lucy-Furr, and with me is Nery.
Hello.
And producer.
Sup.
Sup.
Jesus.
So, we're going to do something a little different today.
Yeah.
So, we're going to unplug our regular scheduled programming. You got lucky last week with a special guest. Wasn't that fun?
That was super fun.
So something has plagued my mind for a bit longer than these guys, but I have recently infected them both, and now we're going to spend an episode talking about it.
Yeah.
So, Wicked.
Spoilers ahead.
Yeah.
So
warning.
many spoilers.
So many spoilers
We're not
for
holding
Wicked
back.
ahead. That's the screenplay, the musical, the movie, the soundtrack, all of it. We're talking.
Fuck it, maybe even the book.
Yeah, we're talking all Wicked, all
Day.
day. Yeah.
This is a 5-hour
So
podcast.
if you haven't watched or don't know what to expect with part 2, please leave and come back at a later
Just
time.
fucking bounce.
Just
It's
fucking
cool.
bounce.
we'll
bounce-
miss you,
bounce
but
back.
we understand.
But yeah, so that's what we're talking about today because I can't get it off my mind. And since I introduced you both to it, how many times have you listened to the soundtrack, hey?
Very much. Very much. So I've been listening to it pretty much. I was listening to it daily.
It's definitely popping up in this year's hot
For sure.
Spotify wrap up, that's for sure.
And then I found something called Tiny Desk.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever.
no.
So it's a YouTube thing where I think they're in like a record store or a bookstore or something, and they do these things. There's usually musicians, like Ed Sheeran's done it, I think. Dua Lipa's done it. A bunch of musicians have done
Okay.
it, but they've also done theatre ones,
Oh.
and they did Wicked with the newer people on Broadway.
Yeah.
They've done The Lion King and they've done Sweeney Todd,
Oh.
and I've been addicted to the Sweeney Todd one.
They also did 6, but we
They
won't
did
talk
6 as
about
well,
6.
but they did it with like that's a different story for a different time.
Nice.
But like, and I've been watching them like crazy, but I'm addicted to the Sweeney Todd one.
Just a bit.
But yeah, so now I've been listening to a lot of Sweeney Todd, Josh Groban and like, Annalise something or other.
Cool.
But I still listen to the Wicked one.
Wild. Is it not the best thing that we have seen for a while?
Oh yeah.
I'm so happy with it. I was so worried when it all first started being advertised and they were like, this is playing this. And
We
you know,
even talked about
Ariana
it
Grande and stuff.
previously that I said I would throat punch Ariana Grande if she did not do a good job.
Right?
And boy, did I eat those words.
Yeah, me too.
She did so well.
She fucking smashed
Pat
it.
on the back. So good. Should be so proud of herself. Let's just start at the start. Opening scene. Fucking no one wants the Wicked. Hello. First and foremost, the Munchkins need to calm down.
Oh my god.
100%.
But they need to come down in the old one too.
They just need to calm down. Full
Yeah,
stop.
but like we
period.
didn't memory. It's been a long time since I've watched the original Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
But pretty sure no one was burning fucking effigies.
Well, that's true.
But they were singing about someone dying.
They sang about the Wicked Witch of the East getting,
But they got ding
Flattened.
dong, the witch is dead. The
Yes.
Wicked witch, blah blah blah.
but they didn't burn effigies.
I mean,
like,
that's true.
No, they just touched up.
so-
but to be fair, we didn't see that part, so maybe they fucking did.
Maybe they
Maybe
did. To
they
be fair,
did.
that is pre.
So with the
Dorothy,
effigy,
or post-Dorothy.
little fun fact: the effigy is made of Dorothy's house. That's where they
crazy.
got the wood from.
Insane.
It's all white planks from her house.
Imagine using the murder weapon from your
effigy.
sister's death as an effigy for yourself after your death.
Wild,
and
quote unquote.
how she comes up in like an actual bubble, but if you look at it closely, it's all kind of mechanical.
Yeah,
because she's
She
not great
got
with
no-
them.
I want to watch it again because I didn't really notice how mechanical
Yeah.
it
Yeah, 'cause,
was.
like when you see,
Because I was just too into it.
when she, because like obviously she uses the
Yeah,
staff
she does like the
to
step
burst
thing.
and that's the step. Yeah, the step shows you that it's mechanical more than
Magical.
magical.
and with just her in No One Mourns the Wicked. Obviously, we've seen it. We know what happens. We know what gets her to this point. She's been through so much turmoil and heartache that she is here. She's singing so broken and so upset and so helpless. Like, she is so upset. And Ariana Grande's micro expressions
I was just going to say.
are phenomenal. As a face reader, very specific. Every time I watch something, I'm like, oh yeah, they're doing well because of this. She did that so well that she was feeling all of that.
Yeah. Well, it also helps that her and because I think that was like the last thing she shot.
That was her. Yeah, that was her last scene because they filmed 1 and 2 all together, all at once. That was her last scene of filming. Yeah. So she was already exhausted in her emotions. Exhausted.
And also her and Cynthia became super close.
Yeah.
So I think
as you would.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at the source material. You're having to act with this other person. Big feelings.
Big feelings.
So I think all that
and you
was
could
probably
really
brought
see
into it too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think they both did great.
100%.
But like with big feelings as well, let's cut to the Ozdust Ballroom.
Big jump. Big cut jump.
That's
but, oh my God.
Big jump as well. We're going to just jump around all over the place.
Yeah, we'll be
but
jumping
we're tracking emotions here.
So that was where my brain was going, because that was, I think, the moment in the movie that I got choked up probably the most.
Yeah.
I was sitting here and I damn near cried, and you looked over at me and everything and saw that like I wasn't breathing. There was silence. The way that they filmed that moment, the way that like it was so quiet, everyone was watching, the tears in her eyes and Ariana, like, just the hand on the cheek, and my fucking God, it just, everything in me stopped. It was beautiful.
So watching interviews about that they had rehearsed it, but there was a point where Cynthia was like, I can't just keep doing this because it's like really emotionally draining. And then they're like, let's just do one more. And let's just, whatever we get is what we get. So a lot of it was improvised. They roughly knew the dance. But so when Ariana started mirroring her, a lot of it was her just looking at Cynthia and reading that. The hand on the cheek and the, it's okay. That was improvised.
Oh, wow.
That was Ariana being like, heart to heart, I know that you're feeling a lot right now. I'm here. We can just do this together. Out of the movie. And so everyone on set, they're like, it was crazy because when we stopped filming, everyone was crying. The camera crew, the lighting crew, everyone in the crowd, everyone was crying.
You wouldn't be able to not. Like, it fucking got me so hard. It was just... It was such a genuine, beautiful moment of friendship and love. Like, love in a whole nother realm. Like, let's not talk about platonic, non-platonic, anything like that. Just pure.
Pure.
Beautiful. Like, I'm here.
Did it get you, Nery? Hit you in the feels?
So.
You're like, fuck those lesbitarians.
I didn't think I got it at first. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then, like, as it went, I was like, I get it.
Because at first you're like, what the hell is she doing the chicken dance?
Yeah.
That's
like,
weird.
I was like,
that's because she was leaning into being a weirdo.
Yeah.
That was her saying, I am weird. I know I'm weird.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you tell me that's wrong.
Yeah. And if you're going to laugh at me anyway, look at this funny dance.
Yeah.
At least then it's like why I do drag. It's like you can be like, she's fat, she's ugly, she can't do this. If I'm in drag, that's a read for Lucy. That's not personal. That's me. I can be like, they don't like the wig or they don't like the outfit. They didn't like that performance I did. It's like armor. And that's kind of what she was doing. So it really hit like...
Especially that moment of putting the hat back on. That's putting on the armor.
Yeah, being like, no, I'm going to own this.
And like Fiera being like, oh, she really doesn't care. And Glinda's like...
Of course she does.
She does. She really does.
She feels it.
That was that moment. She realized, holy shit, like...
I fucked up. I've been real bad.
Yeah. Like, this person is amazing.
My when she first started doing it, I was like, Heath Ledger did it better in A Knight's Tale. But then I was like, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
So with that as well, just to bounce yet again, that's what makes Glinda such an understated quote unquote villain is because she's not outwardly malicious. Her and her badness comes from being subdued herself.
And she's definitely she's a rich girl that's been given everything.
Yeah.
And now she's suddenly in this situation where she's not getting what she wants.
And she's like,
And she's jealous about it. But then she grows to realize that, wait, Alphabet is talented.
Yeah.
Alphabet deserves what she's getting.
Yeah.
And she's willing to put everything on the line
everything.
for me just because I did one nice thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a nice thing. Like, she just perceived it as a nice thing. Technically, it was two, because she also saw Glinda getting Bok to invite Nessa Rose as a good thing as well. Like, that was the
She's
first
like,
thing.
oh, okay.
And then the hat.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, fuck, okay. Like, this person's fine. This person's great.
That's so twisted. What about you, Nery? Anything specific? Obviously not going right to the end to the throat. Let's work out
Yeah,
way
not another
there.
skip.
Yeah. What else stood out to you?
I mean, even with the stage show and stuff, it's just the way their relationship grows from not getting along because they are so opposite. I mean, it's essentially the popular girl versus the awkward girl.
Yeah.
And
that's
then,
exactly it.
like,
Taylor's oldest tan.
yeah, and it goes it starts with loathing, which I love that song.
Such a good song, but also that feeling so strange and so new. That's not exactly loathing, is it?
Gay panic.
Gay panic.
Oh, it's
Gay fucking panic.
No, well, I mean, yeah, but yeah, it's definitely written to sound like a love song,
Yeah.
but switched.
It was very good.
Because it even starts with like,
What is this feeling?
yeah,
So something and new.
so sudden
Sudden. That's it.
amateur.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Let's not get demonetized. We can't sing too much.
Exactly.
Especially you, because you sing well. So they'll be like, nah,
Not
ripped
then.
off.
That was barely anything.
And then it gets to popular, and then it goes on from there.
Yeah. Wow. Did you know that they wanted to do a pop version of Popular? Like an Ariana Grande
yeah.
song? And she steamboated that.
Oh,
She
thank
said,
God.
absolutely not.
Hell
This
no.
needs to be popular.
Yeah,
It's not Ariana
They
Grande.
wanted to do it in the movie.
Yes.
Oh.
And she vetoed it. She said, no.
Thank you.
I'm Ariana Grande as Galinda.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not going to do that. I'm being Galinda. We're doing it properly.
This isn't a fucking jukebox musical.
Have you heard? I mean, you've watched a lot of the interviews. Mm-hmm. I was watching one where the director, I can't remember his name. He was saying that Ariana originally went to the audition for Glinda as Ariana, full makeup, like hair done, all that shit. And he goes, "Look, I really like you, but I need to see you as you.
Yeah.
I want you to come back with no makeup, hair down, whatever, just be you." And he didn't think she was going to do it, and she did it.
Yeah. Look, okay, so that in itself just needs to be discussed. She's wanted this role since she was 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that way, way, way back then. So which is why she's such an emotional wreck about it now. Could you imagine reaching your biggest
dream.
childhood goal?
Yeah. It would.
I would be an inconsolable mess.
Oh my
I don't
God.
even know what my childhood goal is.
Play Glinda.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because she's done it in a few things before. Like there was a carpool karaoke with her and Seth MacFarlane,
Yep.
and they sang. Maybe it was Loathing. I don't think so.
Maybe.
And yeah, she's wanted it for forever. So I'm glad she got it. She was definitely like the right person for it. Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Like she has hints of Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah. The
But-
times.
Yeah.
Those times where you hear her.
The overlap of-
Obviously, kind of like.
Tone.
It's not a mimic, but it's there. You can tell that that's what she's saying, how she's saying it is inspired by the other performance. And oh my God, like I was like, haha, it's showing.
Well, apparently her and Kristen Chenoweth are friends, like are pals.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt it.
They did an interview with the two with like Ariana and Cynthia and also Adina and Kristen Chenoweth all together. And they cry like 90% of the interview. It's have you seen it?
It's crazy.
It's a gorgeous interview, and they're just like gushing over each other, and they're all touching and like all holding hands.
They're all amazing women, though.
Oh my God,
Amazing, strong performers.
Absolutely amazing choices all round. Just to bounce back quickly to No One Mourns the Wicked, Ariana Grande hitting those whistle notes though, Mariah Carey went out and killed a small animal out of frustration. She would be furious.
Yeah, right? Mariah Carey hasn't hit those notes in
so
years.
long.
But yeah, no.
She tried like I think a couple New Years ago, and she just lost her voice.
Yeah.
It really made me have a newfound appreciation. Like, I've never not liked Ariana's singing. I think vocally she is an amazing performer. Do I sometimes question some of her choices in song? Maybe. Yeah. But like performance-wise, she's always been beautiful. It really made me appreciate her vocal performance on another level because of those operatic notes and the tones and the control that she was managing to showcase. It was just another level for me, and it blew me out of the water. Like, in that first scene alone, I shut my motherfucking mouth. I was like, okay, I should never have even
That was
doubted.
very much it. When I went to the cinemas to watch it the first time, and I've watched it 8 times since then.
Isn't it 9?
Well, 9. It would be 10 because I rectified that half.
Oh,
so I've watched it 10 times. I'm not a fan or anything. The first time, just the opening scene, I was enveloped. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And then as soon as she started singing, I'm like, well, I'm just going to shut my damn mouth.
Yeah.
Wow. How dare I? You know, they just to jump again, not too far forward, but the movie, most of it's all like practical effects
and like practical sets and stuff, which I find
minimal
amazing.
CGI.
That's crazy.
They planted like a bajillion tulips, and because they're all different colors, they had to plant them specifically at different times so they would all be blooming at the one time to film the scene.
Damn.
Wow.
Like,
you don't see that anymore.
So much.
And you get the sense of it too, like not to jump, but we get the sense of it too when they're in the wizard's lair, for a better term, and he has all those miniatures and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome
amazing.
is that?
Yeah.
So amazing.
And the fact that big fucking head was also practical.
Animatronic.
Oh.
Like, what the hell?
I think that brings a lot of the magic back to... I hope Hollywood pays attention, but knowing Hollywood, they won't. I hope they pay attention and realize that a lot of people are resonating with this film. Yes, because it's probably one of the best musical adaptations I've ever seen.
And probably a very
100%.
good, like very well anticipated film as well.
Well, yeah, but a lot of the magic comes back to it because it is practical and you can see it. Like CGI, I don't know what happened. The last 5 years, it's gone backwards.
Yeah. 100%. And as someone who was raised on like Jim Henson and like all of that stuff, like puppets.
I love a puppet.
Love a fucking puppet or Muppet. Love it all.
Show me the Muppets.
Show it to me.
If I could just have complete divergence, if I could just own all of the Fireys from fucking Labyrinth,
I have one.
I'd
Do
be
you want it?
happy.
Do you want to buy it off me?
I don't know, maybe.
A whole life size.
But I want like an actual like the moving ones. I want a puppet.
Lame.
Anyway, back to
Yeah.
Wicked.
So what would you like to bring up, producer?
Me, God, well, the hand thing was like my big thing.
Oh, the hand,
it just, it got me. It got me so hard. I liked, so the way that they used color in the film as well, so fucking smart.
Pinks and the greens.
And especially with like the scene where I'm pretty sure it was during Popular, and you see she comes out into the hallway, and the way they move the lighting and stuff, it makes her look completely pink.
Yeah.
Like it makes her skin look pink. And on the other side of that, when Elphaba is singing about the wizard, and she goes into that space with the lights,
And it
like
changed
the
her to
glass,
skin
changes her
tone.
skin colors. the way that they use that color theory and color lighting and to show like the character and everything, like the connections between the characters, that they're not so different.
Yeah.
And the whole motif of green, pink, and it's just, it was really well done.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of constructive stuff to say because it's all just fucking good.
That's fine because I've got heaps. I've been sitting on this for fucking months.
And I've seen it once. I've seen the musical once, like the stage show once, and I've seen this movie now once.
I would like to watch it again.
Yeah. I would like to watch it again.
Even just the opening scene, watching the opening scene again, No One Wants the Wicked, after watching the end of the film, fuck, man. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I will say this about Ariana Grande because you guys were talking about it before and I was going to chime in. I used to have this joke, and I won't repeat it, about Ariana Grande.
Please don't.
I won't. I said I wasn't going to.
Okay.
Yeah. Bully.
I know the joke he's talking about.
But I was blown away by her. And I'm not a big fan of her music and whatnot, but yeah, I'll never make that joke again.
Yeah, like I'll just shut my mouth. I think all of us have had that moment.
I got big respect for her now. Like, and we go back to what we said when the movie was coming out, how like, oh, she doesn't look well, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she's gone through some shit.
She has. She's gone through a lot.
I think she deliberately doesn't look well. Like, a lot of actors do that for the character and for the film, and I think...
And, like, I made the point... Sorry to cut you off,
That's okay.
but I made the point when I watched it the first time with... Back again to No One Wants the Wicked, that opening scene. I'm like, oh, if I could change one thing in that movie, it would be I would give Galinda a necklace at the start of the film. Because that bubble dress is amazing. The crown and scepter, amazing. But it's just very open and you can see her collarbones and stuff. And I'm like, no. After watching it a second to 10th time, that not wearing the jewelry leaves that open. You can see her collarbones. You can see that she looks thin. You can see that she's not happy because she's not.
Yeah.
She's hurting a lot. And I'm like, wow, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a single thing I'd change in the movie.
So, just to jump topics, let's talk about our bisexual king, Fiyero. I don't care who you are, but Dancing Through Life.
Is that the one in the library?
When he's kicking the books and trashing the library, though, whatever costuming was doing, knew what the fuck they were doing with those pants and those boots. I'm like, I don't care what sexual orientation you are. He's sexy.
Pretty sure the actor is gay.
Maybe. I
He was
think
in
Bridgerton.
Thank you.
Bridgerton.
I think I could be wrong.
I think he's bi, but also he could be gay. Also, we don't judge.
Like, why do I feel like he's married? But
I gotta be honest. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go. No, you go.
No, it's okay. I was just going to agree that he definitely gives that biking energy. Boys, girls, doesn't matter. They fucking melt when he's in the room.
I thought you said biking energy. Like, he's a great cyclist.
Biking.
What were you going to say, Nery? What do you have to say? Weigh in on this. As the heterosexual in the room.
That's another thing I want to watch. That's another thing I want to watch again because I was so ill at the way he was kicking around those fucking books.
You fell into the offskirts because I've watched it with a cluster of people now, and literally probably 3 out of 10% of people are like, the books.
Yeah, that was books. Me. I think I'm
like, nah. Stop looking at the books and look at the ass.
I think I even turned to the producer and I was like, "Those fucking books."
And when he kicks the front page open and like shimmies his shoe,
I didn't like that bit. That bit made me sad.
Like, listen,
like slides on it at one
As a
point.
proud book dragon, that made me sad.
I like books, but also I got dyslexia and can't enjoy them anymore. So as far as I'm concerned, he can come and step on my books anytime.
That's because dyslexia doesn't matter because there's reading books and there's owning books.
Hoarding books.
Owning books. There's
Hoarding books.
two hobbies, two separate hobbies.
Collecting
You're either a
books.
big bookworm where you devour books, or you're a book dragon where you hoard them and sit on them and say yes.
Books. I do like the smell of new book though.
That's the best smell.
But no, I thought that was very interesting.
Like, going into a used bookstore smells really nice too.
Anyway,
Yeah.
But with
Distracted.
again, spoilers all through this episode. Do you mind talking about part 2?
I don't mind talking about part 2 because I like, as I said, I've seen the stage show once. I have vague memories of where the rest of it's going.
So something after watching it a 10th time with Fiero's character in part 2, we know that he becomes the Scarecrow.
Yes.
His whole fucking costume, all the embellishments are wheat.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
His dance
His dance is
the
reminiscent
Scarecrow
of the
dance.
Yeah.
Bro, attention to detail. These people
And I'm pretty
fucking
sure
nailed
Buck
it.
is Tin Man.
Yeah, and he
And he does the lean and the heartlessness.
Shh. We'll get to Buck.
We'll get to Buck. Fucking Buck.
Cut all of that out.
Oh, fine.
Everything she's ever mentioned out of every episode.
Ouch.
Who? Pro-Husa?
Bro, who's that?
Pro-Husa? But yeah, no, attention to detail. They fucking embellished his clothes with wheat.
I didn't know that.
I didn't notice that, to be honest.
Look,
I know
that
the
was about the
dance part.
6th or 7th time
okay.
I've watched. I'm like,
And
hold
also,
on, pause.
obviously, he's singing about not
Brains.
thinking and using your brain. And
Yeah.
what happens to the Scarecrow? He don't have no brains.
Yeah. Yeah, and even he's been thinking lately, like everything.
Yeah.
So
And the
Wow,
poppies.
I never put that
the
together.
poppies, that's why he doesn't fall
poppies.
asleep with the poppies, because it's a nod to the fact that Scarecrow doesn't fall asleep to the poppies.
Yeah.
See, I was confused when he didn't fall asleep, but I think it has something to do with the fact of Alphaba, though, right?
I'm pretty sure it's love.
Love.
Ugh.
Gross.
That's what I think. Huck to that.
So that's why he doesn't fall asleep as the Scarecrow in the original as well, because like the witch loves him.
Kind of, yeah. Let's roll with that. But so
Connections.
also with Fiero, when Alphaba and Fiero are alone in the woods and taking the lion home.
The cut.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring that up, but
Oh.
I'm assuming that that's going to be explained in a deleted scene.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
The mysterious cut on his head.
Or what I was going to say was, if I was Alphaba and alone in the woods with Fiero, I would show the makers something wicked. That's for sure. The wizard could watch all he wanted, and he'll be like, "Damn, she is wicked." Because alone in the woods, when it's like, "Yeah, I'm Fiero."
To be fair, they weren't alone in the woods. There was a baby lion.
Listen, drop kick it into the woods thing.
No,
but then you
not
wouldn't-
the lion.
I mean, it has to be cowardly for some reason.
I mean,
If you
yeah,
drop kick it,
spoiler
it's gonna be pretty
there.
fucking
If you
cowardly.
missed it, that is going to be the cowardly lion we will see in part 2.
Not the lion.
But yeah, like it's a weird thing to cut. The reason you got it would have been a probably 20-second scene.
Literally.
Like, how do you just keep it in
Literally.
there? Unless they
No.
fucked it up.
Didn't he have a line about it though? I swear I missed it because I was too kind of caught up in it. But I'm pretty sure when she notices it, he says something about something
Must have
scratching
scratched
him.
me. And
Must
she's
have
like,
scratched
must
me.
have.
So
They don't say what.
maybe the lion.
Yeah.
But like you don't see it.
We'll see.
Maybe the lion got scared and tried to climb him
Yeah.
or some shit.
We'll see. When
I
the
don't know, we'll have to
DVD
see.
comes out, I'll come over. We'll do a little watch party.
Too long. I want to know now.
DVD shouldn't take too long. It should. Well, it's already out on digital.
I want to know
Yeah,
now.
but so it comes out in 3 days. 3 days. I'll come over and we'll do a big watch party and we'll watch it twice back to back. You laugh, but I'm not fucking joking, Nery.
Oh, my bad. I'm allowed to laugh.
so-
I have real things.
You can go to bed for one of them if you
Yeah,
want.
okay. Pussy.
Fuck you both, I guess.
So
Girls only.
let's rewind. I went to the cinemas and watched it with 2 friends. The Wizard and I. She's singing along. My friends had never watched anything Wicked before. They've seen Wizard of Oz and they're like, it starts with Alphaba's hat, etc., whatever.
That's one thing. You had a friend who, when you watched it a half, who
Yep.
didn't know it was a musical. Had they never watched Wizard of Oz? Because Wizard of Oz has music in it.
Yeah.
It has music in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's different. All right, sorry,
It is
continue.
kind of a musical.
Well, The Wiz.
Not really. There's like 4 songs in there, and that's a whole ass movie.
The Wiz is a musical. The Wizard of Oz, not so much. Anyway, sorry.
So she's singing The Wizard and I, and my friend, knowing how the witch dies in The Wizard of Oz, 2 lines specifically. Elphaba sings, "One day there will be a celebration all throughout Oz that's all to do with me."
Yep.
And my friend just looks at me and she's like, "Girl." And then the next line is, "I'd be so happy I could melt." And my friend looks at me, she's like, "Girl, that's fucked up."
I think I did the same thing to
like,
Lacey. I think
we
I looked
did
at
as well.
Lacey and was like, "Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh shit. And then even at the end of the song, she sings, "One day everyone will see me and scream for half of us' favorite team." I'm like, "Girl, you're so accurate, but you're so wrong."
But there's also the thing, like, and this is just a thought that popped into my head. Remember there was that scene where she sort of steps forward and she has that premonition of the goat in the cage and all that. Maybe she's just got foresight.
Yeah.
And she's just seeing
she's
things
only
wrong?
seeing half
Little
of the
bits?
picture. Yeah. So she's seeing all these posters of her green face.
A big statue that looks like her.
Oh shit, that poor bitch. She's just not getting all the information.
But she doesn't
she's
see them set it on fire.
She's getting like
Glimpses.
it's like it's like everyone's the hero of their own story, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised she sees it like that. I mean, not that she's a bad guy technically, but
Oof.
Really, she's just an activist.
she's just misunderstood.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking thing.
100%.
So to jump forward in the film, probably the most sinister thing in the whole movie for me is the Emerald City.
Yeah.
One Short Day.
Great song.
Adding
but
that,
Jesus
it's a
Christ.
good song. Adding that in, I think. Just even so, it's so happy. It's the big climax before shit hits the fan. One short day. One short day to have a lifetime of fun because they only have that one day.
And then everything goes to shit.
Everything goes to shit. I'm like, this is so sinister. This is yuck. Like, obviously no one knows what is going to happen.
But
it's like, fuck, man.
also, what a brilliant idea to add, going back to the originals, to add Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel. And you're like, oh, it's that.
So
amazing.
smart.
Shit. And then you're like, oh, crap.
To, explain the grimoire and all that stuff that we're about to see.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
The
like,
exposition
that's clever.
goddesses.
But also to be like, as people who know, to be like, that's them, that's great. And you're so elated. And then
they
10
both-
minutes later.
But they did have moments with their
they both
counterparts
had
too,
them-
which was cute.
Yeah, that was cool.
Moment of their speciality with their vocals as well. They both flex them in, and then the hat tilt and the moment with their predecessors. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
And then it went to shit.
But scattered through the whole film, talking about people who are wedged in. So like the woman who goes, "He can read it. He must be a wizard."
The dumbest bitch ever.
So she is one of the original screenwriters, and she was wedged in there. Galinda's mother at the start of the movie, she was one of the original actresses in the screenplay as well, like the
Theatre show.
the theater shows as well. The guy at the gate who says, "The wizard will see you now," is the director.
So about that, the whole Wizard will see now. You know that wasn't in the original script.
Yeah, and as soon as they
to.
finished reading the script, Ariana and Cynthia called each other and they're like, absolutely, that has to be in the movie.
Because before they were just, I think they tugged on the bell or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
They're like, no, you have to put that line
They must
in
have had a lot of input in the script.
They would have had to have.
Not a lot of actors do. Most of them will read the script and get hired and they do their job and go home.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what makes them different. And I guess that's what makes this whole project so good is because they had so much input into it.
You know
They
they didn't even
cared.
have a chemistry test beforehand. They just they met when they started filming essentially. Because a lot of actors, what they do when they, especially if it's like a really centralized with two, they'll do a chemistry test beforehand to make sure they get along.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they didn't do that with it. I mean, they did that with Rachel McAdams and who's the dude in the Notebook? Ryan Gosling. And apparently they got along really well. By the end of their filming, they fucking hated each other.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Fair. I've never actually watched The Notebook.
No?
So, like, sucks to be them, I guess.
It's a lot.
I'm not a big fan. It was overhyped. It was really hyped at the time. Anyway, not talking about The Notebook, but still.
But yeah, so that's just some people wedged in. Now let's talk about another character. Buck. Let's talk about Buck. So
Fuck that little motherfucker.
I think that
I hate him.
No, listen, he's a bit of a fucking shit person.
Yeah, he is. He's a bit of a
but all the nuances, like we talked about before with Fiyero, the fact that he hands Galinda the thing and says, haha, I cry a lot. Because if you know, for part 2, Buck becomes the Tin Man. Oh.
And if Tin Man cries, he'll get all rusty.
Yeah, like...
And he has no heart.
Yeah, which is why she gives him his handkerchief back and paps it in his chest pocket, because that's his little red heart.
Oh.
There's also another parallel dance move at some point.
Yeah.
Somewhere
when he
in there.
first introduces himself, he has one of the, what are those things?
Croquet mallet?
Croquet mallet. He never plays croquet in the film, but he has it. He slams it to his side and then
he leans on it.
Does the lean,
himself
like the
up
axe.
and is like, hi, I'm Buck.
Yeah.
It's all these little nuances that are just like, fuck, you're so clever.
That's
Fuck
really
him, though.
clever.
Like,
Fuck him, honestly. And then the Oz Dust, he's there. He's like, hey, Nessa, I'm going to tell you that I actually asked you here under false pretenses. And then he looks, Galinda's making out with someone else and is like, I love you and think you're beautiful. I think you're great.
fuck boy.
What? Straight up. Straight up fucking
He's a
rude.
wanker.
He deserves to get Tin Manned.
He deserves to get tinned.
I mean,
He already doesn't have a heart.
that's true.
Son of a bitch.
He's not acting that way.
Icky man.
Icky man.
I mean, I don't think Nessa Rose is going to be any better. I think she ends up being a real bastard too.
Well, I mean, listen.
she's
So
a
let's
turd.
go straight from Buck to
Fuck
Nessa
Nessa
Rose. I was about to say, what do we think about her? I agree. I think Nessa Rose is probably the shittest person in the whole film.
On the planet.
The whole
Daddy's little girl.
everything. Fuck Nessa Rose. Alphaba had her back her whole life.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the Oz Dust, she's like, oh my God, I can't watch. It's like, cool, wheel away then, bitch.
Go,
And that
someone should have
scene,
just pushed her down a ramp or something.
but also like the scene where she first like gets to Shiz and
Don't embarrass me.
don't embarrass me, like this is
Yeah.
my thing, blah blah blah, and then like the whole
Yeah.
magic explosion and she gets the shits at her.
Yeah.
Like fuck you, she's protecting you.
She's trying to protect you. But also, okay,
I do think it's cool that they had hired a disabled actress, though.
it is very,
Yes.
very good. It's the first edition of Nessa Rose that's actually been a wheelchair user.
Okay.
And the same goes for young Nessa Rose as well.
Okay.
Oh, so young Nessa Rose was a wheelchair user too?
Yeah. So
Oh, that kid was a bit cute.
she was adorable.
Like
Too bad she grew up to be
both
an
those
ass.
kids were cute.
But yeah, no, I think that's really good. And I think that hopefully in part 2, we've been told little bits of information without spoiling things. But Nessa's actress said that we're going to make it a specific way that's slightly different to what people are expecting. Because in part 2, she walks. So they're like, we're not going to do that to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form.
Also, how would you be able to pull that off anyway?
Yeah.
Like that would be uncomfortable for everyone.
Everyone. So I think that they've figured out a way to do it in a proper way.
animation.
But yeah, so I think fuck Nessa Rose.
Yeah, fuck that
Honestly, so let's zoom to part 2. I'm glad she gets a house dropped on her.
Yes. Yes, I am too. I wanted to talk about, I don't know, as I said, I haven't read the books, but
Yeah.
TikTok has put the algorithm in and shown me this video of this woman who basically gives you a full rundown of the fuckery of the books.
Yeah.
Chistery?
Yeah.
The fucking monkey.
Yeah.
So that whole thing, that whole scene was so cool and so sad for me,
Yeah.
especially knowing how he begins to fly in the book, and knowing that like it's literally like horrible sewing, gross experiments done on them.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, she literally supposedly like fucking sews the
She
wings
does.
on the monkeys.
It's super dark in the.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's like and shit in the book. There's a lot of stuff.
Sweet Jesus.
And I think the bestiality has to do with Bok.
Yeah, so the book is a whole different game.
Apparently, Bok is way worse in the book.
Buck.
Way worse. If you could be.
But yeah, so
I mean, you definitely could be. Like, he was a dick, but he wasn't like.
But also, there was never any love interest in Fiyero and Galinda, I think, in the book either. He had a wife.
Yeah, the book is severely different.
So different.
Like, I have a bunch of people who are like, "Oh my god, I loved it. I'm gonna read the book next." I'm like, "Listen,
don't
walk forward and know that the book is very different. Every trigger warning under the sun. It is.
Elphaba has a baby that she
wild.
doesn't remember.
Oh, what the fuck?
It gets wild.
Who
you
like
read it?
drowns in a well
What?
and gets told something by
There's so
it's fucking
much.
weird.
The book is a whole nother thing. Let's not
thing.
stab into a blind paper
I
bag.
think I just want. I need to see like. I don't want to read it. I just need to see updates of what.
Although I don't think her
highlights.
name's Elphaba. Is her name Elphaba in the book? No, it isn't.
No. Yeah, I told them go forward with the books, but know that it's very different and don't let children read it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
they're like, "Oh, why?" I'm like, "Just
They'll be traumatized.
Do not put it in an audiobook while people are around.
we
my God.
have enough ways that the youth are going to be traumatized. They don't need that.
they don't need that."
I am. Speaking of being traumatized, one thing that freaked me out in this movie was the fucking head, the wizard's head. That is
Wow.
terrifying looking.
It
It's
was
cool.
scary.
And the fact that it's a fucking animatronic.
That's dope.
I think that's what makes it scary and
crazy.
beautiful.
Every chunk just moves separately. And like, listen, okay, let's talk about the wizard. Right. He introduces himself as the Oz, the Great, and the Terrible.
Yeah.
He's not even
But
hiding the fact
he
that
not-
his shit.
Does he not do that in the movie?
He does. He does.
But his like, and even in the Wizard of Oz, he's like, what the like?
Instead
he's
of
like,
great and
what
powerful,
do you
it's great
want?
and
You
terrible.
stupid excuse
Oh,
for people.
he hates
Yeah.
it.
He is despicable. So like, it's never like.
Which I remember when I watched The Wizard of Oz the first time. I was like, oh, he's supposed to be great, powerful. Like, he's supposed
You're
to
like, wow,
love
what a
everybody.
prick.
This guy sucks. And he just turns out to be an old man. And you're like, oh.
I loved all the little background details. Like, I didn't notice a lot because I was really into the movie, but all the little background details that I did notice hinting towards him being a snake oil salesman in
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the real world or in
Yeah.
our
Like that.
world.
When
Fucking beautiful.
when they go into the, like, it's the end game of the movie, they go in, they blast past those doors and you see
Yeah.
all this shit. And
Yeah.
I saw the cart and I turned to the producer. I was like, he's a snake oil salesman.
Yep.
and the posters that they use, like the images they've used for the story of the wonderful wizard, like the book that
Yep.
Elphaba read to her sister. All the imagery in that was taken from his posters.
Yep.
Like,
And so on the balloon, you don't quite get to see it, but I'm pretty sure it's in the Wizard of Oz as well. On the balloon, it's from the Omaha Carnival.
Yeah.
Now, what's the word that he reads from the Grimoire? Omaha. Omaha.
get
They're like,
that.
oh, he can read it. He's just saying where he's from.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
I didn't
skeevy
catch that
prick.
bit.
Well, he's a snake oil salesman. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
So-
but I
What a
do like
skis.
that all the posters and all the articles and stuff are from the time of, like, where Dorothy's from. Like in the original movie,
yeah.
not the 1400s, the 1800s
Yeah.
or early 1900s.
whatever dates those were.
Yeah,
We don't know.
But like, I'm glad that like they didn't modernize it
Yeah.
for this movie.
They kept it the same. Well, they're going to be introducing Dorothy and all that anyway.
Is
So
there an actress for? I guess there would be.
there's rumors that she's been cast.
some people think it's going to be Dove Cameron.
But didn't they?
No, fuck Dove
I don't
Cameron.
think
She's
it
too
is.
small.
Didn't they shoot it already?
Yeah, so
Who's
there's
Dove
one actress who's popped. We'll talk about her in a second.
Okay.
There's an actress who popped up at premieres and stuff, and people are like, what's she doing there? She's the girl who played Matilda in the live action musical version.
which we still haven't fucking watched.
And she also plays the little vampire ballerina in Abigail. And I think after seeing her in Matilda, I'm like, she would be a good little Dorothy.
And she can sing.
Because Dorothy is supposed to be a lot younger than she appears.
Yeah, she's meant to be.
Well, I mean,
way young.
Judy Garland was, 19?
Yeah, but she's supposed to be like...
She was younger than that. She was like 15.
Yeah, she's
in The
supposed to
Wizard
be
of
quite
Oz.
young.
Damn. Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they just make, like, especially back then as well, like, young people looked older.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now it's happening again. But, you know, I am excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Return to Oz and Fairuza Balk. She was little and scary.
We don't talk about that at all.
What the fuck is that?
You didn't see that?
We'll
talk about trauma.
Off-air chat.
Okay.
Talk about trauma. That is trauma.
I did watch this one, which kind of freaked me out. It had Zoe Deschanel in it.
Oh, Tin Man.
Yeah, that was freaky.
That was wild.
I think it was a cop or something.
Yeah.
Or a detective.
Yeah.
I haven't
that
seen
was a
that
wild
one.
movie.
We don't talk about that either.
No.
But I'm very excited to see what they do with the next part and showing us all of these new bits and bobs that go with it and what happens after.
So you mentioned Dove Cameron before.
Yes.
So fun fact, Ariana Grande was not the only person who auditioned for the role of Glinda.
Of course
Dove
she
Cameron
did.
also applied because she's like, oh my God, I could predecess Kristen Chenoweth, who played my mother Maleficent in the Descendant movies.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, yeah, I already have an in. She was so confident. And then Ariana Grande. And so I don't know if there's beef there or not, but I know that she wasn't happy about not getting the role.
Is she the one with the really round head?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
She eats boys for breakfast.
another actress who applied for the role and did publicly speak out about being unhappy about losing it to Ariana Grande was Amanda Seyfried from Mean Girls.
Really? She's too old.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know she went for the role.
So she did. She went for the role because she spoke out about not getting it. And she's like, and then she posted a video of her singing Popular or something. I haven't watched it, but I'm like,
I think we need to watch that
Mamma
just to
Mia. Mamma Mia isn't a good example of range when it comes to singing.
see. Yeah, especially not for her role that she did in it.
And I'm like, nah, you look at Ariana Grande. She was made for it.
100%.
Yep.
So there are two that I knew went for the role and didn't get it.
I did see a video popped up on my YouTube saying it was the audition for Ariana Grande, the singing one. I think I can't remember what the fuck she was singing. Someone else. I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't either of them. So there was another one that got kind of close, I think.
Huh.
I'll try to find it.
I know that a lot of people really wanted Lady Gaga to apply for Alphaba.
Too old.
Yeah, again, too old.
With the story
I love her.
With the story they were going for.
And I think that casting a person of color was very, very important.
Yeah.
100%.
For it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen so many people on social media be like, ugh, why does it need to be so woke? Ugh, they're rubbing racism in our face. I'm like, you really didn't understand the film at all,
anytime
did
they
you?
put a female actress in Star Wars or whatever, so she could woke Star Wars. Go fuck yourself.
The movie is literally about racism.
Yeah. But people are just
Also,
slow.
her micro braids.
That was
gorgeous.
such
Her hair was so
a
nice.
creative choice. Fantastic. I'm pretty sure that was Cynthia Erivo's input as well.
Probably.
All of it. Fantastic. The fact that it's all physical makeup. And on the top, like way back, we were talking about practical effects. They were all singing on set. None of it was pre-recorded.
You can tell,
they're singing.
You can see their muscles in their neck working and shit.
The lady who plays Madame Morrible.
Love the actress, hate the character.
So she's like, I have never sung before. I'm not a singer. I'm really scared. And both Ariana and Cynthia grabbed her before. They're like, you only sing this one part. You can do it. You can smash it. And she sung the start of The Wizard and I. And as soon as she finished, everyone's like, yeah, you smashed it. And it was all supportive and great.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's really cool.
I hope those extra stuff are in the DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what they build on.
100%. Like, there's so much there that we want to see. You know?
So Wicked has had me by the balls so much. So over the Christmas period, I've been gifted both of the big Wicked Lego sets.
Yeah.
So I got the Emerald City Lego set, and I got the dorm room that compacts into one of Glinda's cases.
Oh, that's so cool.
You lock it with a key, and then you unlock it with a key, and it opens into their dorm room. I'm like, that's so cool.
With or with the broken door? With or without the broken door? Probably without.
No, without. But honestly, my pro tip for 2025, coddle your inner child and buy yourself a Lego set. It really did things for my mind. It felt so good to sit with some instructions, to just sit and go through it. It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Last year I got, or maybe the year before, I got like a 3-in-1 Lego set. It's like a camera, a video camera, and a TV. I loved it. I was like, I've got to buy more Lego. I haven't done it yet.
It's so expensive though.
It is.
But I'm like, wow. I'm glad I didn't buy them, but it was real good to receive as a gift. And it's really healed something inside of me.
And it's calming.
It's wicked. I get that as well.
All of the itches are scratched.
I think this year I'm going to buy a couple if I can afford it. Even smaller ones.
I'm just so worried the dogs will eat the pieces and die.
Well, I don't put it on the floor.
Because you've never dropped a fucking Lego.
We have talked about Wicked, but to close us out, I think there's one part that we've entirely left out that we absolutely have to discuss. And it's the fact that Cynthia Erivo sung Defying Gravity on set, being swung around in a big mechanical thing. We've seen this with artists before, like Pink. She sings suspended all the time. But some of the notes that Cynthia hits in
crazy.
Defying Gravity, her performance is incredible. It's great. It's a great song to start with. But she was singing it while swinging around, doing all these stunts.
That's crazy.
And she smashed it.
Look,
100%.
To be fair, when they do the broad, like the musical, Alphabet gets lifted and she sings
On
it
a
too,
platform.
but she's not like
Flying
I think
around.
she's wired. But yeah, she's not flying around
and stuff. 10 out of 10. I do feel that after watching it multiple times and listening to it a lot, the movie does break the song up a bit too much.
Oh, okay.
Like, I feel like it's just to bring that climax down a little bit because everyone would be a sobbing wreck. But they break it apart a lot. I'm like, just sing the song.
It's funny that you mentioned being a sobbing wreck. Sobbing, yeah, that's what I said, sobbing wreck. Because when I listen to the theatre one, because it is more a line, let's say.
Yeah.
I am a fucking sobbing mess.
Yeah.
But with that one, because it is broken up, I can catch my breath.
Yeah, it gives you baby spoonfuls of it. But listening to it just on the soundtrack, it's not as broken up, and you're like, if I had to consume this with my eyes and ears at once, I would die.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do get that. But 10 out of 10.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
And she looks amazing in that cape. When she's flying around
that cape is so sick.
And bigger.
By the end of it, I was like, Jesus Christ, Darth Vader would come in his pants.
Literally.
He wants that cape
Darth
so bad.
Vader could never. But so before we do close out, I guess we should just give the people what they want. I do have a little tiny dumb bitch-ish moment to close us out.
Before we do that, favorite song?
Favorite song?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Favorite song?
Producer?
5, 4, 3.
I guess Popular.
Oh, cute.
Okay.
It's fun. It's whimsical. She's just a cheeky little bitch. I love it.
It's fun. It's fun. I'm going to go with No One Wants the Wicked just because it's just great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All of it. Everything. All of it. I just, love. What about you?
Mine is a tie between Popular and Loathing.
Oh, yeah.
I love them in the theatre show and I love them in the movie. And they're
the catchiest song.
they're the catchiest songs.
Nice. I love it.
The fact that I have been humming Loathing ever since we watched the movie in my head randomly is testament to that.
Although there's
Catchy
one
as
part in
fuck.
there that shits me off that I can never get. Because they say, she goes, your
You gonna
face, your
sing?
voice,
Your clothing.
your clothing. But when I do it, I always, for some reason, my brain always goes, your hair, your face, your voice. I don't know why I had a fourth one. Because I think
why are you overcomplicating it? It's because one says 2 and one says 1.
Yeah, I think that's what's fucking with me. The fact that
it
it's not
doesn't
2 and
continue
2.
a pattern.
Yeah.
Your face, your voice, your clothing.
Yeah. But great song.
It's a good one. I like it.
Okay.
It's a ripper.
Okay, so I do have a tiny, small, little dumb bitcheroony-esque kind of alignment moment thing words. Just saying words now. To close us out.
Yes.
And it is Wicked related.
Okay.
So last week, because Netflix was taking it off their service, I watched Titanic.
Okay. For the first time?
No, I've watched it once before, so this is my second time viewing. And how is it Wicked related, you ask?
Yeah, that's
I tell
the
you,
first
my
thing.
brain is so Wicked rotted that the movie starts and it's footage of the sunken Titanic.
Yeah.
And my brain is just like, good news, she's dead. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. And then there's the part where Jack and Rose meet and they're bickering and they're like, oh, go away from me. And I'm like, loathing, unadulterated loathing. And then they take Jack to dinner and it's like, the wizard and I. Right? Okay, the whole fucking soundtrack matches. And then where do we end? It's time to try to find gravity. And the boat
In the
does.
worst way.
Wild. The whole fucking thing. Popular is when he's drawing her naked on the boat, like on the couch. I'm like, this. My brain is rotted. I think I'm infected with wickeditis.
That's fair.
Maybe.
Please send help.
Did you know it with Titanic? I know we're not talking about it, but because you just mentioned
It's a different hand.
Yeah. It's the director.
Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't have talent.
Yeah, so it's not Leo that draws; it's the director James Cameron who's
He's
drawing.
like, step aside. I'll fucking draw it
I'll
myself.
fucking draw naked Kate
Draw
Winslet.
naked.
Yeah. Prick.
Leonardo DiCaprio is like, oh, she's too old.
Oh, I don't think she was back then.
Oh, she would have been in her 20s.
Isn't that how he likes him?
I don't know. Isn't like
In their 20s?
16 or something.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in. And if you've made it this far, thank you for listening to us ramble about
If you made it
our
this far-
current hyperfixation.
Oh, yeah.
If you made it this far, you are wicked.
Oh, Nery.
Wicked.
Wicked smart.
Remember, don't be an asshole. And if
Don't be a
you-
bok.
Don't be a bok.
Don't be a buck.
Or a Nessa Rose. Just don't be anybody.
Be yourself. Be your damn self.
Or else I will drop a fucking house on you. The end.